Yeah.
Anyway, other stuff I did do proper research on in the week.
Go on.
Having testicles done.
having your testicles done.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Same magazine that was doing the hanky coverage, right, letting you know what all that's about.
Sounds like a great magazine.
How can we get him as a pundit on these news shows like Newsnight? Do you know what I mean? Sky News.
On there, wouldn't he?
Just on there, just asking what they think. Wouldn't that be amazing? Is there a producer out there that would take a chance on Pilkington? It's Pilkington, Raggy Omar, Ian Hislop, and a panel of people, and they just ask people.
Yeah. So you can have your testicles made bigger.
Why would you want to do that?
Well, that's what I was asking. What's the point?
Well, the actual testicles, or do they just inflate your ball bag? Because you could do that, couldn't you? You could have some air injected so it was like a big... so they'd look bigger, but they'd rattle around inside, wouldn't they? Make a little noise, wouldn't it, when you're at... like manacas.
Like some kind of instrument.
Yeah. That was sort of like one of those African instruments, just like a big sheep's bladder with all...
There's Pedro on the manacas.
Yeah! They just, yeah.
Yeah, just stripped to the waist.
Yeah. Just, yeah, with us hanging out.
Why,
and then when you're sort of like, the neighbours would think, what's he doing? He's been playing those manacas all night. And really, you would, you know.
Why
the mouse with the ear on its back, go and keep it down.
Yeah, this is really loud to me.
Hey? Why would someone have that done then?
You brought it up.
Yeah,
well, presumably so that they could draw a little funny face on them.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And you could let them down after the holiday, like you do a Lilo.
Exactly.
Just let yeah. On holiday you're floating round, you know, like you're just in the sea with your big instrumental manacas, right? Just floating. You're having a whale of a time, right? People playing it as they go past.
Exactly.
Alright, Carl. Alright,
become a bit of a sort of local celebrity.
Yeah, there's Carl with his floating manacas, like a big jellyfish, right?
Yeah.
And then the end of the holiday, or Saturday.
If you've got a little pair of tight speedos, it'll be like Jordan walking around.
And then you just like...
just let them down when you come
let
back.
Let the knackers down for the plane.
Mm.
Yeah. Because apparently they do get bigger, don't they, as you get older? When you're an old fella.
No, I think they get lower. I think that's it, that testicles and breasts get lower.
Is that purely gravity?
I think so, yeah, probably stretching a bit, innit?
So is
wear and tear.
Is the old fellas who are walking about saying, oh, sick of these?
Yeah, they don't tread on them.
Well, that's why old people have always got to have a little sit down, you know, 100 metres.
Stick them in the socks.
Exactly, yeah.
Or they can have I suppose you can have like a little ball lift, you can have a facelift, can't you? Have a little nip and tuck, or probably a facelift would help, wouldn't it? Because if you pull your face up...
That's going to bring the skin up.
Bring up a little bit, yeah. Don't go too far, you'll have a little knob as a tie. But you can, you know, you can tighten stuff up.
Speak for yourself.
Steve with his kipper tie. That's a lovely tie you've got there, Steve. And you look so young. Yeah. What's that little sack underneath it? That little brooch. Well, wait. Playing with your little manacas all night, Carl. So, a chicken with teeth, and you can have your balls done. Imagine Kirsty Ward, whatever her name is, on Newsnight, saying that. And now, 2 features of the week. The war in Iraq, let's forget that. Who wants their knackers done? And look at this chicken. Careful, it bites.
I think we should send this link to Dr. Fox and see if he thinks it's an improvement on what he heard during the service.
Play a record. Yeah, get this link, send it to Dr. Fox. He'll love it.
Alright.
Plus, he'd be able to offer some kind of medical explanation.
Yeah, exactly.
Teenage Fan Club.
Oh, brilliant. One of Kurt Cobain's favourite bands, apparently, Teenage Fan Club, and that was the song Radio.
He loved them.
We've just had an email here. It says apparently they created the chicken with the teeth in order to prove that DNA can be reverse stimulated. The theory being that if you can revert chickens to a state in which it has teeth, I don't know if it ever had teeth, you can alter someone's DNA to stop them going bald, Carl.
Did they mean that because birds came from reptiles that had teeth, outcrops, and then changed into a beak or whatever, that they revert? I don't understand. They revert DNA.
I mean, there's not quite enough science here for me to be able to answer it in detail.
Well, not for us maybe, but I think Carl's probably grasped it. What do you think that means, Carl?
Yeah.
What does he say?
Okay, moving on.
Ah, dear. Oh.
Life's too short.
What else is there?
Have you got a monkey news coming up soon?
Like I say, it's been a struggle. We'll do that. We'll do Cheeky Freak of the Week? Do you want to...
Oh, definitely. Should we do Cheeky Freak
we
of the
have
Week?
Cheeky Freak of the
I
Week?
can't wait. I'll always do these. I'd start off with these.
Alright, well let's have the jingle for Cheeky Freak of the Week.
Oh, no.
Do you remember it?
No.
I remember it.
Oh. Oh, Cheeky Freak of the Week.
Brilliant.
Something like that?
I want someone because that was slightly half-hearted.
Oh, Cheeky Freak of the Week.
Excellent.
Right. This, we're going back again.
Yeah, 17th century?
Well, it was 1829, right?
Oh. I'm impressed.
Now, the problem is with Cheeky Freak of the Week.
Not so much the week, is it, if you're going back to 1829?
Well...
Not even of the century. You haven't even done Cheeky Freak of the century.
There's...
What's the problem with Cheeky Freak of the Week?
Just because...
Other than the sort of moral implications.
Yeah! Yeah.
Well, last week, it was a fellow with two heads.
Yeah.
We've done Siamese twins. It's Siamese twins again.
Oh,
No, it was Siamese
again.
twins. It wasn't a fellow with two heads last week. It was Siamese twins. Conjoined twins, sorry. They're two different people. This is what I'm telling you.
But this is the problem. They're going to crop up quite a lot just because they've got double a chance. Alright?
Oh, please don't write in and complain. He knows not what he does. You understand, don't you? Carl will actually feature one day in this section.
Yeah.
So, right, go on,
Well,
Carl.
we're going back to 1829.
Yeah.
All the way back there to
This is a
1829.
retro conjoined twin link.
A couple of guys set up a business. They were called Chang and Ang.
Oh, they're the first. That's why they're called Siamese twins, because they wasn't that what it was based on? Those two, Chang and Ang.
Was it?
The original, yeah. That's why they're called Siamese twins, because I think they were Siamese.
So these are the first ones.
Well, not the first ones, but they're
First
the ones
one.
that got to fame, I think, and why people started calling them. People started calling them conjoined twins, Siamese twins. I think I'm right there.
Anyway.
Good. Well, the sort of set up business, sort of going round the US
Well, both of them.
and Europe, yeah.
Yeah.
And what they used to do, people were amazed by it anyway.
Yeah.
People wanted to know how they get through life doing certain things that you think about. When you think about Siamese twins, you think about, you know, how do you get through a day like that?
Yeah.
Right? And the thing that cropped up the most with people was how they take a bath. So they used to go on tour around the US and Europe and sit in a bath, have a wash and that. And
Did they ever wash each other by mistake? They go, oh, that ends there. That ends there. Like those things in supermarkets. They put one of those down. We go, oh.
what do you
You
mean?
put that there.
What do you mean?
You know the things on the conveyor belt? The little
dividers.
yeah.
They wind me up, those dividers. Sorry, I was a complete tangent, but for some reason, it's my own psychosis, but I get so annoyed if I'm in a supermarket, I've got my shopping, I'm just about to get served, and you can always see there are certain people who stand behind you getting edgy, itchy, worried that I'm not going to put the divider down to separate my shopping from theirs. It's like they're terrified that I'm somehow going to deliberately pay for their shopping.
Sneak in their onion.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't get an onion, I'll have that. And it's just, but what annoys me is it's not so much that, obviously it's a practical thing, it's the fact that they get a little bit edgy. You can actually see, certainly kind of, dare I say it, certain breed of woman, and a certain breed of fella, will, just get a little bit itchy, a little bit edgy, and they just look at you can just see them sweating, especially if they can't reach.
I just lean over and do it myself.
Well, I know, but it's the thing is that it's like they almost feel that they ought to wait for me to do it, as though somehow it's my obligation. And it just for some reason, I know it's ludicrous, but it really annoys me. And I actually deliberately don't put the divider down just to see them sweat.
I like the way that they're actually quite well made. There's some that are brass with like a felt bottom.
Yeah.
Like you really care. Like a twig would do, wouldn't it? Do you know what I mean?
But I just leave a slight gap. And then when it gets to when the woman's putting it through the till or the guy, I just say, that's my stuff.
Do you ever look at other people shopping and go, oh, I should have got that?
Often.
Oh,
yeah.
that's annoying.
I'll tell you what it is, it's the same thing, and again, it's my psychosis. When people, if you're on a bus or a train, and we're pulling into the stop, but there's a good, kind of 35 seconds before we're actually going to come to a halt, they leap up,
They get
and they're
up first,
straight by
yeah.
the door.
Yeah.
Like, but it's this fear that they're going to miss out. Oh my god, what if I fell over
Yeah,
now
but
and
the
broke
thing
my
is,
ankle? I'd never get out.
To be fair, I've never had that commuter's worry. I've never commuted. But every second counts, doesn't it? Because you miss a train, it can make a difference of half an hour. So that's why commuters literally run to get their connections.
But the thing is that with a bus,
Yeah.
there's often there'll be people who are sat right next to the exit. will get up and stand up for a while, waiting to get out. It just, again, I'm not
tell you
saying
what,
it's not, it makes
I'll tell you
perfect
what,
sense
when
to them.
you've got a day
It's
to
my
live,
psychosis.
They're going to be mowed down in the streets.
They will just be a few of the
You're going to
people.
be in a lovely Chrysler.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Well, I will be going straight through a branch of Waitrose.
Yeah.
Taking people out in the
So we
aisles.
do not condone going through Waitrose in a Chrysler.
In a car.
Now, as Changanang, they're in the bath, they're washing their own bits, they've got one of those dividers, right? They go, well, that's definitely yours. I marked mine. That's definitely mine. Don't wash that, Chang. I wouldn't, Ang. I wouldn't wash that. Right? So what are they doing? They're in the bath. Carry on with the story.
That's about it, really. I mean, that's the fact that people...
So, two little Oriental fellas joined in the hip, had a bath.
No.
That's your story.
No, they didn't have a bath. They sort of, everybody, they must have done some sort of research, right?
Who?
Changanang, right? And they said, well, what do people want to see?
Isn't that basically Roller's song?
But it's an idea that people have queued up. They've paid their money. They're in a tent. They're, well, I hear they're going to have a bath. They're going to have a bath. Two Siamese people have a bath. How would they possibly do it? Well, I've heard they get into a bath.
But that's
I don't know
what they
what's
wanted to see
exciting.
them nude and where the join was.
No,
More than how do you get in the bath?
I don't know. They just that's what they picked. They said what would be good to see. What do you what do you want to see them do?
Having a bath.
How do you get into trousers? Was there
Exactly. This is all part of it, isn't it? That's why they picked having a bath.
This is all part of it. Well, then watch them get dressed afterwards.
Yeah.
Who was the best out of Chang and Ang? Who was your favourite?
They both look the same, to be honest.
There's a surprise! One was a short ginger woman. Oh dear.
Is there anything you know? What would be better than having a bath for you and you seeing them? What would sort of make you go? Oh, I wonder.
One of them pulling and the other one going home alone.
Yeah.
I go, look, she's definitely up for it. I'm taking her home and go, oh, what am I going to do? Can I watch? Definitely not. Definitely not. Look, you go to bed. I want to wine and dine her.
But if he's got back to their place and they're going at hammer and tongs, but are you saying one of them?
No, hammer and tongs were their cousins.
Right.
They lived miles away.
Yeah. If one of them gets knackered, can the other one take over?
God! I think we play a record.
That annoys me.
What?
That sort of being at it all night.
What do you mean?
Let's put a song and I'll come back.
What do
to
you
it.
mean?
We'll come
No,
back.
no!
No,
Come on.
seriously, because
Okay.
R.E.M. yeah.
Well, after R.E.M., night swimming, being at it all night, and why it annoys Carl.